April 26, 1986. The world changed. A nuclear reactor in Chernobyl explodes, releasing more radiation than the bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. Thousands would flee. Dozens would die within weeks. And one woman would stay behind. This is the story of Lyudmila Ignatenko. This is the story of a woman who stayed and survived. Lyudmila and Vasily Ignatenko were newlyweds. He was just 25, part of Chernobyl's elite fire brigade. They lived in Pripyat, a model Soviet city built just 3 kilometers from the nuclear plant. When reactor number 4 exploded, the blast tore through the building, shooting a 1,000-ton reactor lid into the air. A blue beam of ionizing radiation lit up the sky. Fire and radioactive graphite covered the roof. He was one of the first responders on the scene. He had no protective gear. No warning. His crew thought it was a regular electrical fire. He climbed onto the burning roof, not knowing the graphite was radioactive. Not knowing it would kill him. Within minutes, Vasily began vomiting. His skin burned from the inside. But he kept working, helping contain the fires and stop the spread. By the time he reached the hospital, he was already showing signs of acute radiation syndrome, skin burns, vomiting, confusion. Authorities tried to block family visits. And yet, his wife Lyudmila was right there. Doctors warned her, "Stay away. You could die just by touching him." But she insisted. She snuck in. Stayed by his side. Held his hand, cleaned his face. Whispered to him while his body broke down from the inside. She was pregnant at the time. Carrying their child. She stayed beside Vasily until his organs failed, one by one. He died 14 days later. He was buried in a sealed zinc coffin, wrapped in plastic. Because his body was still radioactive. Shortly after, Lyudmila gave birth to a baby girl. The child died just hours after birth. Doctors said her heart was too weak, possibly deformed by radiation exposure in the womb. Everyone expected Lyudmila to die too. But she didn't. She survived the most lethal radiation known to man. For decades, she stayed quiet, until she finally spoke out. Her story was documented in Nobel Prize winner Svetlana Alexievich's Voices from Chernobyl. Later, it became one of the plot lines in the HBO miniseries Chernobyl. Lyudmila is still alive. And though she lost everything, her husband, her child, her health, she became a symbol of unshakable love and unbearable sacrifice. Chernobyl was a disaster built on denial, secrecy, and silence. But stories like Lyudmila's broke through that silence. Would you have stayed, if you knew it might kill you? Lyudmila did. Not because she was fearless, but because she loved. Subscribe for more true stories from history that deserve to be told.